In this video, we're going to go over some recent changes we made to the curriculum map. Since the curriculum map is the foundation of student learning, it was suggested that we add in some data tools so that districts can easily monitor how well each unit is doing or how the curriculum map is doing, as well as being able to monitor student learning. So with that, let me show you what we did. So what we can do is choose a department. In this case, I'm going to choose English. I'll select English 1. If I come over to unit plan, these are the units. So if I look at unit 2, which is short story, it shows me there are 2 assessments, plot graph and short stories, that have been associated to this unit. Now I can select multiple assessments or one, and all I have to do is click on View Analysis Tools. What that will do is bring up all the assessments that were selected. In this case, I only selected 2. So here's the plot graph in blue, and short stories looks like we only had 1 assessment way back in 2013. All these bars are clickable if I want to dig into the details. So for example, if I want to look at this Unit 1 short story assessment, I can click on that bar, and what that will do is bring up a list of all the students. The first report is a item analysis report. So it shows each question, and if I hover over the headers, it will show me what the standard is that this question was associated with. This view is showing the student scores, so it's just summing up. In this case, it looks like 0 and 1 were the number of points. If they got it correct, they got 1 point. If they didn't, they got 0 points. What we also do is provide a summary at the bottom here, so we can quickly scan and see which question students were struggling with. So in this case, it looks like question 4, students were struggling with. Determine the structure of text. I can filter any of these columns. So if I wanted to look at all the students that got it incorrect, I can just put in a 0 there, and I'll filter those out. So these would be a list of all the students that missed it. Let me clear that filter. I can also disaggregate by any of the demographics that have been provided by the district. In this case, these are all the demographics. I can also look at the actual response. So this view shows me what the actual responses were for each of the questions. Again, red is incorrect, green is correct. I can also view this by target, and we'll run this by student, to do to student scores. If I run that report, what we get is now we've combined all the questions associated with each of the standard. So for example, if I hover over this again, I can see what the standard was, and it shows the percent correct for each student for each of the standard. So again, what I can do here is look at kind of the averages here. So in this case, looks like this one standard, determine the structure of the text, was the standard that the students struggled the most with. Again, I can sort, I can filter, and so on. But I can also disaggregate this by any of these demographics. We'll do this one by teacher, see what that looks like. So what this shows is target analysis by teacher. And this would be very useful for professional learning communities to be able to look at each of the standards and talk about what went well and what didn't go well. You can also run a response analysis. So what this does, it shows these are the possible answers on the assessment, these are the question numbers, and how many responses were B, how many in this case were A, and so on. In this case, if we look at question 12, we can see that there's a pretty good spread here. This might be something a question that you would want to look at a little more closely and try to understand why a lot of them were answering C versus B. And again, all these are exportable to Excel. So I can come back here, and again, all these are clickable. I can dig into the detail if I would like to do that. The other thing that we've added is, so this one is by unit, so I can select any unit and it will show me any of the assessments that have been associated with it. Click on that and view the results. In addition to that, we have this other tab where we can look at all the finals that have been associated with this department course standard, in this case English 1. And so what I can do the same thing, where I can look at any number of assessments. If I want to look at the May final assessment, maybe compare it to Let's see, let's find one here. Maybe an older final assessment. Just click on View Analysis Tools. And again, it will bring up the results. In this case, it looks like there's only one result here. Again, I can click on that, drill into the detail, and show me the results. And again, I can do the item analysis, response analysis, target analysis, disaggregate by any of the demographics that have been provided by the school district. And the other thing that I can do is if I select unit assessments, what this will do is bring up all the unit assessments for English 1. So for example, if I wanted to compare Unit 1 assessment against Unit 2, Unit 3, and 4, I can do that by just simply selecting the appropriate assessment and then hitting View Analysis Tool. And it'll give me a comparison of all the unit assessments and how well the students did, and again, clickable and so on. So that's the latest enhancement we did to the curriculum app. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.